Hey guys, welcome to the Big Talk with Austin, and and this is like this, I guess, second episode in this renewed series. The first last month did really well. I am by the way, I am your host Austin. I am here joined by Carson, my co-host. You guys really enjoyed the previous episode. If you guys don't know, we're doing this every month, not weekly. So we're just talking about whatever that mostly happened throughout the month, at least 12 big things that we think are more interesting. The list kind of got a little bit out of hand, and I had to take some stuff out. Some of them were stupid anyways, like the um Megamind 2 movie or TV show that they're doing, but without Will Ferrell. We don't, who cares? It looks like crap. We don't need to talk about it. That's there's a topic thought on that. But we still have a lot of cool stuff to talk about. I'm really excited for this one. A lot of interesting stuff happened. So, do you want to start out with the first topic?
Yeah. So this one is interesting. Um, One, it actually threw me for a loop. I had to go back and look to see who it was. But Supergirl is cast in Superman Legacy. So star Millie Alcock.
Mhm.
I don't know how to say her name.
Yeah.
So don't let me pronounce or enunciate things.
Actors
Who
have weird
played
names.
is it Targaryen? I never watched House of the Dragon. Is that bad? Is that bad?
I haven't watched it either. I haven't even watched Game of Thrones. I tried to get into the first episode, but then I just never continued. But I've heard that she does a good job, and she actually looks like Supergirl, especially when you look at the fan art that people have been putting out. I'm like, okay, perfect. That's really cool. And she was like down to like the final four people, and I believe there was someone that came in. I forget the actress's name. She came in for a reading, and she just like, no, I don't have to read. And they're like, okay, bye, see ya. You don't want to read for the.
See, that's weird to me because I would definitely read. The other thing that I think is interesting is I think she's either 23 or 24. It
that
fits the
that
profile very well. So it gives them lots of opportunities to film more movies if it's
mhm.
successful.
Well,
So,
yeah.
yeah, half the time they're like, we're going to pick this old person that will never be able to make movies. And it's like, well, what's the point of casting them? So
Well,
I'm excited.
I'm really liking what James Gunn is doing. Like he is really taking his time with this and making sure, because Superman Legacy has to come out, and it's not going to make $1 billion. A lot of people are saying, well, it's never going to make $1 billion. I don't, and I'm looking for it. I don't even think it's going to make $1 billion. And but the only thing that Superman Legacy has to do, it has to come out and be good.
Well, the whole DC has been not
Well,
great.
yeah,
So,
it has to come out to be good for this universe to even get off the ground. And so,
well, good cast. So, good cast is a good start.
yeah,
The problem that I'm worried about is a lot of these new movies have great cast and then the writing. Oh, it's just
Argyle,
it's oh, okay.
another Henry
That's
Cavill
not on
project.
here, but I don't think that's on here, is it? But
No,
I
it's
will
not.
take
But
I would take 20 seconds to talk about how much I didn't like that one. And it's weird because the cast was great.
yeah,
Uh,
but they promoted
yeah,
like it's Henry Cavill's movie when he's only in it for like 10 minutes, and
I
it's
don't even think he was in it for 10 minutes.
oh maybe probably
So,
less. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no,
stupid.
and that's the sad thing is, these superhero movies or these universe movies have great actors. They have chemistry. Like, there's a lot of good actors. Like, a good one for Marvel is going to be Wolverine and Deadpool.
Yes.
Like two great actors that will have good chemistry. But the question is the writing bad? And so we'll sit here to see it for the DC universe.
I believe in James Gunn. Like I enjoyed his
Yeah,
Suicide Squad movie. I enjoyed Peacemaker. And he's writing, he's directing. So I believe in James Gunn.
yeah,
It's more of the other ones when he can't be there to take control. Those are the ones that we kind of have to keep eye on. I think I'm not saying that for sure, but I do believe that Superman Legacy is going to come out. It's going to be good. It's going to make maybe $500 million at the box office. That's probably it. And people are going, oh, it failed. It's like, no, Comparable to
Well, here's the
what
thing.
comparable to the previous DC movies that barely made 300 millions. That's not a failure. So, um,
Oh, and even if they lost money, as long as this movie is good, that's what they need.
yes.
Is they need a
The
box
first the
office
first Iron
win.
Man movie did not make $1 billion and made maybe 500. I would have to go relook at that. Um, but
Hey, we can. I
even the
like
first
real
Iron
time fact
Man
check.
didn't do too well.
Well, and here's the thing: is it's like I had people where they were like, "Oh, it's okay, it's good,"
It made
and
five
then they're
hundred
like, "Man,
eighty-five million dollars at the box office.
okay." I mean,
Yeah.
for 2008, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
But and it came out in May. So
And that was
the
a
budget
time
was
period,
140 million.
and
Hmm.
then that's probably what Superman Legacy is probably gonna be around. Like, and that was in a time period where superhero films were not good. Like this was like the first, like, I mean, you had Spider-Man, you had X-Men, but this is what really Iron Man's what the movie really set off, like people getting into superhero films. And so, and and DC has a lot to thank for that because not I don't even think Man of Steel would have made $700 million if it wasn't for Iron Man in the
You think
MCU.
so?
No, I don't think it would have. And I think that's what this movie's gonna need to really rely on is trying to be different from the MCU. And because every time that they try to be like the MCU, it fails. But then they try differently. You got the Batman, you got the Joker, $2 billion films.
Joker, very good.
Yeah,
Um,
I like
the
so
first one was better than the second one, I think. But
the the second one of what?
wait, are we talking about? I'm so sorry. Are we talking about Batman,
Well,
Joker? What are we talking about?
well,
Which
no,
one?
I was saying like, both of those films that try to be different, not like the MCU, made $1 billion.
Oh my goodness.
Like
Okay.
and not only they were different from the MCU, they were really good. And so,
Yeah, I'm
but
sorry. What I meant to say was the first one was so good that we got a second one.
yes,
That's what I'm excited
yeah,
for.
for both of
See, and,
them.
and that's what we need to have happen is I mean, Supergirl has opportunity.
Yeah.
It can be great. And if it's good enough, we get
Well,
second, maybe
well,
a third.
well, she's going to be in Superman Legacy at first. So this is going to be a universe that's already established with like superheroes existing. So it's not going to be really an origin story. I think Supergirl, like her movie might be an origin story a tiny bit, but as a whole for the universe, like superheroes have been around for a bit. And so it's different and it should be easily for audience to connect. All right, this is a new universe and this new set of characters and all that. But yeah, I'm really hoping that it comes out good. And I don't understand the people that that say like, "Oh, I hope Superman Legacy fails." I'm like, so the thing that you like, you hope that you fail? I don't I don't understand
See,
that mindset.
yeah, and that's the thing is those are the people that just love to like, oh, it'll always be bad. And it's like, well, yeah,
Well,
they've had some really bad ones. Let's just be
well,
real.
it's not
But
that, but it's more of like restore the Snyderverse. I'm like, the Snyderverse wasn't even that good in the first place. That's the reason why it failed.
it had potential in I think it had potential, and then every time it like started to build, it was like
Well,
self-sabotage of like,
the thing is we got these crossover movies before we even got solo films. So you're supposed to care about these characters that we don't really know about. And it's like it made no sense for what Zack Snyder was really doing. And honestly, Zack Snyder is not a very good director or writer. I like his Man of Steel movie, but honestly, dude can't freaking write. Clearly, when it shows in Rebel Moon that he just likes to take things and just smush it together and just like, yeah, there you go.
wasn't that his spin-off Star Wars
That
something?
like
It's like,
he was supposed to make a Star Wars movie, but then Disney's like, no. And so Netflix like, hey, you can come over here and make your Star Wars movie. And but
yeah, I didn't I
you're gonna
personally didn't watch it.
it's so bad. And because which makes it even more pointless is that Netflix like, all right, you're gonna make it a part one and a part two. So the movie just ends in this abrupt way that it's not even a finished story. He clearly made one movie and just took it and split it in half. That's what he did.
That's so great. That's a great way to make more money
I
or
know.
have people hate it so much they don't see the second one.
Well, and also it's PG, and it's like they're making two different rated versions. So one's coming, the one that came out was PG-13, but they're gonna re-release it on Netflix in April, I think, and have it be rated R. I'm like, why even do that? What?
And
Why?
these,
What?
man,
Like
these studios and
it
stuff.
makes no sense, and it's gonna be even longer than the original cut that we got that came out. So it's clearly that they're trying to catch on this, like, the Snyder Cut name and all that. It's just it's stupid. But I don't even like Zack Snyder's that much beyond besides Man of Steel. Out of everything else, I think he doesn't know
Yeah.
that much. Um,
Oh.
well,
Hey, at least we know where you are in regards to how much you like it. So
this video this is the one where I'm gonna get so much hate by people. It's like, how dare you say that type of deal. Well, you know what?
I
I'm
think
not, it
I think
shows.
everybody
It just shows. But
I mean, in terms of entertainment value, I mean, people can find things differently entertaining. I think we can all agree, though, in terms of writing style and directing, probably not the best. Um, but even then, I would say that as a critic against even like modern day Marvel or Star Wars. So there's just lots of things that they could do better. But
yeah.
I'm very excited for this next topic, though. If you're
Oh
ready
yeah.
to move on to this one, I
Beetlejuice
this one's
2.
interesting.
I should have put that shirt on for this one. Beetlejuice. I actually bought the one on 4K recently.
Oh, sweet.
I want to rewatch it. I really like this movie. Oh, okay. That's something came out unplugged. I really like Beetlejuice. I like Michael Keaton.
Hmm.
And it's funny that they're also calling it Beetlejuice. It's like, all right, it's kind of a weird title to be honest, but it's funny. Um,
I mean, it's pretty good. I
yeah.
mean, the thing that I may like, you go back and look at the original one, so you're thinking, okay, 88. You're thinking, you know, one, quite a while, but two, you go back and look, Michael Keaton's in it. Love Michael
Mm,
Keaton. Winona Ryder's in it.
yes.
Um,
Uh,
Gina Davis, which
Alec
I love
Alec
Gina
Baldwin,
Davis. Yes, Catherine
who
O'Hara, who has been having a magnificent comeback. So I love Catherine O'Hara. Not saying that she ever went anywhere, but I keep seeing her in so many more. It's almost like Schitt's Creek when she was on that TV show, just absolutely revitalized. Um, yeah, she's been great.
yeah,
Um,
I like in the
she's one of my
cat
favorite.
like the cast is even bringing in Jenna Ortega, and I think that is perfect. Like she already knows the Wednesday role pretty well, and pretty much the whole cast is returned besides the dad of what's her name again? The one that played the kid in the first one. I forgot. I don't.
Winona?
Yes, I don't know how to say her name to be honest. Renona. That's how you say it, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Winona.
Um, he's not coming in because he's been in a lot of controversy, I guess. I don't know that much about his
Oh,
controversy.
is it bad that I didn't know that?
I guess it happened a long time ago, from my understanding. And Alec Bowman isn't going to be in it, unfortunately, because of the incident that happened with him, and he's being resued lately. And I really feel bad for him. It's not his. I don't think it's really his fault. Um,
Well,
but
it,
like, there's a lot of
yeah,
stuff that could have been prevented it for sure. And
sure.
so,
Well, it would have been having safer, yeah, it would have been having safer stuff. But I mean, I don't know that much about it to comment to say, oh, he should have done something differently. All I
no,
know
like
is that that was a freak weird.
a lot of people say like, oh, he should have checked the gun. It's like, the difference between a bullet and a blank, they look pretty similar. Even if a guy that's not very well known with a gun or bullets, he's not going to be able to tell the difference. And so, at least me. I definitely wouldn't be able to tell a difference. I would look at it and be like, okay, I'm hoping that this is a fake bullet,
Yeah.
but they really should educate their actors on set.
Well,
So,
and that'll be what they do is they're going to use it as a teaching moment.
Yeah.
But um, no, it'll be good. And then Willem Dafoe is also in
Eh,
this movie,
I
which
yes, I actually kind of forgot about that. I think he might be playing the villain, I guess, because are they gonna make Beetlejuice? It was Beetlejuice really a villain in the first one? I would assume that he was. He was
I,
sort of like an anti-hero, I guess, because didn't really
whatever
want
he was great.
he didn't want to do any
That just
harm, but
so good.
he wanted to be undead. I get so I'm curious what they're gonna do in this one. I'm looking forward to the trailer when it ever drops. It comes out September 6th. I like what they did on for the poster and revealing the release date. They have the paper sheet where like your time limit, oh like this is your number of wait time when you're dead, when you're waiting to meet whatever
Oh yeah,
your lawyer. Like it's clever. I find that funny. And so, but yeah, I'm hoping that's good. Tim Burton hasn't been on the highest of like, coming out with great films lately. What was the last
what was even the last thing that he came out with? Do we even know?
I think what was it it was a Disney remake. It was is
Oh
it
gosh,
not
that makes me already know.
why am I blanking on
Dumbo?
it? Dumbo, that's what it was. I don't know why I couldn't blank on.
So it looks like Dumbo, Peculiar Children, Frank and Weenie, Alice in Wonderland. Oh,
Yeah. Like he
and then we
did
have like,
Wednesday, but that's pretty much it lately. And I guess the latest like movie film from him was Coraline. And so
oh, I did not like that.
you didn't
I'm
like
sorry.
Coraline? Oh,
I do not like that one at all.
that's going to be an interesting topic. Um, because I believe they're making a second Coraline. But who knows? I'm hoping that's really good. I'm curious the role that Jenna Ortega is going to be playing in it. I don't know.
She's gonna be great.
I,
She she's gonna thrive.
she
She's
was in
gonna
a
impress
terrible
everybody
movie
again.
recently called Miller's Girl. I don't know if you heard about it. It was the worst thing.
No. Do
It's
I need to add it to my light watch list? I'm just kidding.
don't no. It's really weird. It's about she plays a student and she hits on her teacher. It's so weird.
Oh,
I don't get it.
you lost me. Yeah, see, I
Yeah.
was yawning. You would have lost me on that one. I
Yeah.
don't think I would see that.
No. Speaking of weird freaking movies that should never get made, is Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2 is happening. The
It's
trailer,
gonna be so good. It is
it's
gonna be so good.
and it looks even worse than the first one. I don't know how they do it. Because and I'm like, how did they make, I'm like, did they really make money back up from this? And apparently the budget on the first one was like only a couple like $1,000 and it made like $1 million at the box office. I'm like, what the that's basically like $1 billion for that film. And so and yeah, now we're getting a sequel and I'm gonna have to go watch it.
It is
Great.
gonna be excellent. We
And I don't and they changed Winnie the Pooh. They so they heard I guess they heard the complaints about how Winnie the Pooh looked like a man in a mask. So then instead of changing really that much of the look, they just threw hair on it. And it's like that
okay.
looks even worse because it
That is
looks
even better. This makes me here. I want to pull up the picture again because I love looking at it. It makes me laugh all the time.
I don't
I'm so glad they're giving terrible movies sequels. Winnie the Pooh. Somebody gave it a 10 out of 10 on IMDb. Let's go look at this really
yeah,
quick.
read that review out.
All right, let's see. It's one user review. Here, I'm gonna look at I even took off my hair. Look at I'm following Winnie the Pooh.
Oh my gosh.
It's darkness. Okay. The script is good and acting are wonderful. The special effects are not too good, but not bad. However, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2 is more better than the previous movie. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 1 failed plot,
Wait,
but now in 2, everything is improved. Not modern classic horror movie, but still good
wait,
horror
are they talking
movie.
about the second one or the first one?
The second one.
Oh my. Okay, there's
This
very
movie has some weaknesses. 6 out of 10. But now I gave it 10 out of 10 because I know that some people will give it less because they think that it is destroying classic cartoon Winnie the Pooh. That's not truth.
that's
They're
not
they're I'm not kidding you. This is a user review on Blood and Honey Winnie the Pooh something too. Did it even come out?
no, it's not even out yet. It doesn't come out
How
until
do
like
people?
I'm pretty sure they're getting early access to it because I don't think it's coming out until like March. Um,
They gave it a 10 out of 10, even though they know it wasn't a 10. See, I
See,
can't
I
trust people.
like if they're saying like it's like they say like I don't care, like I laughed at it that it's so bad. That's why I'm getting it a 10 out of 10, then sure, why not? You like it's a guilty pleasure. Fine, that's fair enough. But they're saying that the
Yeah.
acting is good.
The acting is probably amazing. It's
Maybe from
probably excellent.
maybe better than the first one. I don't know. The acting in that
I,
one's freaking
it's going to
terrible.
be here. I'll put on my hat. Otherwise, I'm going to be as scary as Winnie the
Uh,
Pooh here in a moment.
I need to look
So,
up the release date for it because I don't think it's even out yet.
no, it says March 27th.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so
Oh, Tuesday, March 26th, there's a showing in Awatuki.
well, I'll be there. I'll be at that theater.
I
Probably.
will not be there.
Oh,
I'm
come on.
going to
No,
be,
you're gonna
I'm
come see
dead.
it.
I died.
You're
I'm
gonna
just
come
kidding.
you're gonna come see it with me, and we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna what we're gonna do, we're gonna live stream it on Instagram so then people don't have to go pay to see it.
See,
And
I'm pretty sure I'm throwing a disclaimer. We will not be doing that so we do
oh
not get sued. Nobody heard anybody say that.
oh, I mean, don't look at my Instagram on the 26th. But so yeah, I don't know. It's the same situation with the Mickey Mouse horror film. If they knew what they were and they were like, okay, let's just go stupid, let's go ridiculous with it, then sure. But these film comes out and they try to be serious. They try to be like the next big like horror thing, and it's just like, no.
Yeah,
That's all
yeah.
I can really say about this. So
It's okay. We'll do a follow-up in
yeah,
March or
yeah,
April when we go
we'll
watch it.
yes, definitely. So do you want to talk about this one?
Ugh, this one I have mixed feelings on.
This seems
Um,
already like a mess to me, but I'm hoping that it comes out to be good because I don't know.
yeah,
Uh,
so
so
the Jurassic movie coming in 2025, the summer, we want to make sure we get the summer right,
yeah,
no longer has David Leitch. I always say their names wrong.
yeah,
Directing, the director from Bullet Train,
which
and
was really good. I like that movie, and
I did too.
and
It's a good
I
movie.
think he's directing the Fall Guy movie that's coming out with Ryan Reynolds and Emily Blunt as
Yes,
well.
I believe he is as well. And did you see who they picked instead?
Yeah, the Rogue One director. I forget his name. I like him though.
Yeah, Gareth Edwards.
Together, yes, he came out with the creator, which wasn't the greatest. It was okay, but
But very different directors. So if they made any like leeway on that movie, it's gonna be so weird.
well,
It would
see,
be
from
like
my
me.
understanding, from what I've read and from what I heard, even though I think this article mentioned it, is that there was two different things going on. There was creative differences, and I believe the director, the one that left, David Leitch, he fired somebody. And the studios were very close with that certain person. They're like, no, you cannot do that. That's not your job. You're here to do something. Do that. So there's two different things going on from my understanding. Unless they've confirmed what it was, I haven't seen anything. Most likely it's probably going to be the creative difference one. From my understanding, that makes the more sense to me. Because Jurassic World is in a terrible state. It doesn't matter how much money that the previous one made. I think it made
Oh
$1 billion
gosh.
still, but
Oh.
it was that film like divided the fan base like a hundred
I just want
percent.
to point out they haven't had a good movie in forever.
The first
I
Jurassic
just did
World I
not.
like. I
Oh, the first one?
yeah,
Yes.
the first Jurassic World was pretty good. So, but then they try to go with this James Bond, Fast and the Furious
Oh,
route, and it made no sense. So, if they were willing to really get rid of him for a different creative difference, they're bringing back the original writer. So, the one that wrote the first two
which is
films.
shocking.
Yeah.
Here,
So, I if
as we
they're
all know, oh, sorry, go
well, I
ahead.
was gonna say if they're bringing him back to write it, meaning they really want to take this thing serious. They really want to make a good movie from my under like this is just me speculating, hoping that they like let him do whatever and maybe it will be a prequel to the can or something. Like it takes it, and it's like a more serious, darker Jurassic Park film where dinosaurs are actually finally scary once again, that type of film. And
Hmm.
David Leitch wanted to take a bit more like a fun route because he is more like a lighthearted type of director. Like we mentioned Bullet Train and the Fall Guy. Those are very
Bullet
lighthearted.
Train is so good. Oh,
Yeah. And like he might be able to
yeah.
do the comedy pretty well, but that's not what Jurassic Park is. It's not like it does have comedic
No,
parts, but it's a
I want
thriller.
to watch people get eaten by like
I
squids or
I want to
whatever.
see a kid get eaten by a T-Rex. That's what I want to see. Don't take that
I don't
literally.
think they'll do that, will they?
No, no. Spielberg won't do that. But with them bring on the Rogue One director, he knows how to do a serious film. Like just look,
Yeah.
Rogue One is probably the darkest thing that Disney that has done with the movies, especially that final scene
Um,
with Darth Vader where he is brutally killing all those rebels in the
that's the
hallway.
best part.
Like
That's the best part.
so if he can bring that over to this film, I think it'd be really good.
Do you think here I want to read you this is a hilarious review. This is for Jurassic World Dominion.
Oh,
Congratulations. Movie producers have finally topped the awfulness that was the third Jurassic Park. So,
is he saying that this is better than Jurassic Park 3? Is that what he's
no,
saying?
he's saying that this is even worse than
Oh,
Jurassic Park 3.
oh, okay. Yeah, I honestly would rather watch Jurassic Park 3 over Dominion.
29%. Oh my goodness.
And Jurassic Park 3 is a lot shorter than Jurassic World Dominion, so it'd be a lot easier to get over with if I wanted to watch something between those two. Um, and so yeah, I don't know.
Oh,
The one thing I don't know why is like why not bring Spielberg back? Like he's a producer on all these films. Why
yeah.
not have him? Maybe they asked him to direct it and he said no because he doesn't. I don't know why he doesn't. Like, if you're gonna bring back the original writer and Spielberg directs it, that is like the best combo that you can have. And that name, those two names alone put together on the marketing, that would drive people to come to see the movie because people would be
Yeah.
like, oh, well, the two best things of the first two films, not so much as the second one. Not a lot of people enjoy that one. I actually like Lost World. I think it's underrated. But either way, that would drive more people to go see the film if they know that Spielberg and what's his name are writing it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm interested to see. There's a lot of things where I'm like, woo, bad, just not good. So anything Jurassic Park makes me so it's cringy because they know they're just it's like Star Wars. They know they're making it because you're gonna see it for the name, but then it's like I don't want to watch a bad movie. It just it ruins how great the first two are great. The third one was horrible.
well, Universal doesn't have anything. I think they only have Jurassic. That's all they have, like big name wise. I don't know what else they have. I guess
Yeah.
Barbie. No, not Barbie.
Barbie.
Barbie wasn't Universal. Um, yeah, I don't know what else they have. That's pretty
Um,
much it. Because they don't do James Bond, do they?
yeah.
That's MGM. So I don't know. Oh no, I guess they have Fast and the Furious, but even that's going on a downhill. Um, and so, but yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Well, let's talk about the release date. That is next year. That means
Wow.
this movie has to come out. This movie has to go in production like right now. Like they have to go.
I just don't see it happening.
I know, especially if you want the special effects to be really good. Like that's the one positive thing is that the special effects for the dinosaurs in the Jurassic World films were actually really good. And
Yeah, but that's because money, lots of money to spend.
yeah, but like this thing would need to go in production right now. But I guarantee this. I guarantee you before the end of this year, we'll hear that release date being pushed back. It might come out still 2025, maybe, but later than what they want it to be. Because they want it to come in June, right? They want it to come out in June, like because I think the first one was released sometime in June. They want to release it on the same day as that.
Yeah, they these franchises like to release them at similar times. Plus, it's usually easy because they project box office hits so that they don't have to go against other ones.
Well, yeah,
So,
when you think of dinosaurs, you think of a summer movie. You don't think of it like in
oh, I was
December.
thinking winter
Yeah,
when
it's
I
like,
get eaten
hey,
while I'm
let's
on the
celebrate
toilet.
Christmas while dinosaurs are eating kids. Yay, very cheery. I
See,
mean,
that actually sounds, I think you just came up with their next marketing scheme. Just be
oh,
like, oh, ungrateful children, bring them to go get eaten by dinosaurs.
yeah.
So,
Santa gets eaten by a T-Rex. Hey, do
yeah.
it.
Oh,
But
I'm so excited for this next one, aren't
but
you?
I'm excited. I was just curious what do you think that they have in plan, like in store for what they want to do with this next movie? Like I was just curious.
Uh, I feel like they're gonna make new dinosaurs that don't make sense. You already know it's coming. They're gonna
Yeah.
be like, oh, we have the Tyrannosaurus dactyl Rex that is gonna eat, Susie Sally. It's gonna be like that. And then what's her face? Bryce Dallas Howard will be, Superwoman, and then chop them up with her skates.
Oh gosh.
Argyle style.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
That was so bad.
No, genuinely though, I don't know. Like, what else could they do? Honestly.
Take it back between the first two. Do that whole because Steven Spielberg said if he wanted to do a sequel, it would have been about that
Oh,
can.
yeah, I
Like
don't see it.
if they go back
It's
to if
just,
they do that film, they can make dinosaurs feel scary because then it's
yeah,
isolated on the island again, again.
yeah,
Um, because they ruined the whole dinosaurs roaming the world thing. Like, oh, it's only 27 people got hurt in the past 4 years. What? Shut up.
yeah.
That
So,
is just people they don't want to make it higher because then people be like, well, how dare you have people get eaten by dinosaurs? You know, if dinosaurs were re released on the world, we'd be screwed. The ecosystem would be so
oh,
messed up.
100%.
Like we
Yeah,
worlds,
we'd be donezo.
yeah.
So,
You would not be able to go outside to play at the playground around your corner anymore because there's a velociraptor waiting for a small kid to come up onto the swing set. I it's I don't stupid.
it is
It's
honestly going to be so interesting how they go, oh, this will be a really great one to make a film about, and then I'm gonna be like, oh, this sucks, which
yeah.
is usually what I say.
But you
So,
know,
but,
maybe we have something to look forward to this year is the Jurassic Park game.
oh god.
I honestly it actually kind of looks good to me. That's something I've always
See,
wanted.
I never want to talk because then I'm gonna be like, yes, it'll be good, and then it'll be bad.
Yeah.
So,
From
it's just one of those things where you have to like withhold. So,
um so
I'm so excited for this one.
the Oscars are happening next month in a couple weeks, which by the way, guys, the video should be out before this episode goes out, but I am
Mhm.
doing me and Cliff, who does the movie commentaries and the TV show commentaries with me, we are doing a live stream event for the Oscars. We're gonna live stream it on the channel on YouTube and we're gonna react to the
Oh,
Oscars
that's cool.
and we're gonna do also a giveaway event with it. So if you guys haven't checked out that video yet, basically the way to enter, I'll even leave your the basically the way to enter is you're gonna have to fill out this Google form, and this unfortunately is for U.S. people only. Internationally, shipping for what you can win is just way too much money. It's ridiculous how much that costs. But so U.S.
What if
unfortunately,
I can
was
I
it?
move to Australia and win, and then can you ship it to me?
I'm not gonna ship it to Australia. I'll ship it to your parents, maybe. Um, and next they can ship it
Fine.
for you. But you know, and so, but yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and you know, there will be this opportunity to win something because there's gonna be three winners. Like if you get third place, you get to win a W starter pack, which is something I'm partnering with. So go check out W. You get to win $20 gift card, like a credit card for whatever you can, buy. Up to you.
Cool. All
And
right.
And the first place winner will get to pick. I got, if you guys don't know, I work at a movie theater, so I get a bunch of posters. There's a bunch of posters that I don't really want. They're pretty cool posters still. And so you guys, and in the video that I did, I showed off the posters that you have the chance to win. You get to pick three of those posters that you would like to win. So, yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. So go fill
And
out the
posters are like, yeah.
especially like yeah, and they're like the real deal. So like you're not gonna get them really anywhere else. So yeah, go fill out the Google form. Basically, the way what the Google form is going to be, it's going to ask you for your name, the way that you want to be contacted, like on Instagram, Twitter, those type of deals. Leave your username in there, and also there's going to be more to it where it's going to be what's the word I'm looking for? You're going to try to think, you're going to try to answer questions for each category and what movies might that you think will win that category. So,
Oh, I'm gonna do a speed run right now of who I
yeah.
think is gonna win.
So
Actor in a leading role, got to be
Ben,
Cillian Murphy.
Killian
I would
Murphy.
be shocked.
Yes. So it's just for
Yeah,
fun. And if you guys want to enter, be my guest and do that. And so you won't find out right away during that stream, but you'll find out the week after of the winners. So yeah, go check that out. But getting back to the Oscars part, it's an interesting it's going to be interesting because not a lot of
there's a lot of stuff that should not be on here. I'm sorry, it's just
Yeah. Well,
not
see, a
good.
lot of people are upset that the director for Barbie did not get nominated for for you know best directing or whatever. And I'm like, it okay, Barbie was good, but it wasn't that good.
I
And
mean,
and especially
yeah,
Greta, I seen better from Greta, and people are also upset that Margot Robbie wasn't nominated for Best Actress. I'm like, she was in better things. Even and the thing is,
yeah,
she was the last thing I remembered about her own film. The number one thing that people talked about was Ryan Gosling as Ken. That's the reason why he's nominated because that's what people talked about. You never, not one time I've heard people's talk or at least over talked about was the main
yeah.
character of Barbie. And so, yeah.
I, you know what the biggest? I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this one.
Oh, I'm
The
already getting a lot of
biggest
hate anyway. So
negative. Poor Things is such a dumb movie. I don't understand how it's trying to win anything. It should be winning the award for the lamest movie on the planet.
I like Poor Things, and we're gonna move on from that. Um, we-
Oh my gosh, it was so
I
poorly written. It was
what do you
horrible.
mean? I'll agree to a certain extent that the movie should have been over by now, type of deal, because
Oh,
the movie dragged on with this with her backstory, revealing her backstory. I'm like, I don't need this. This is like that's the part where I'm like, this is stupid. This is dumb. And so, but I really enjoyed the movie. I thought Mark Ruffalo was funny in it. I thought
I just
he really hold that film up.
it was so weird.
That's why I liked it because it was so weird. It wasn't something that we have seen in a film before that was weird where I'm like, okay, this is entertaining though. And I can
Okay,
understand what they were going for.
listen to this. Universally, this movie's promo tricks the audience into thinking they will see an Alice in Wonderland Frankenstein movie instead of the reality, which is a porn movie with Bella and a poor thing should have had an NC-17 that would have hampered its release.
Oh,
Uh,
jeez.
this is so interesting, hilarious. This movie should be a metaphor for everything looks, or if it, it's funny. I'm not cursing. If it talks like crap, if it looks like crap, and everybody is saying it's good, it's probably crap.
Huh.
So that's so funny. But yeah, probably should win. Um, Danielle
I
Brooks from The Color
it's
Purple
it
should win.
it's either
Should be.
go- it's I think what's going to win Best Picture. It's either going to be Oppenheimer or Killers of the Flower Moon. Maybe Barbie as well, but I don't think Barbie's going to win. Oscars don't care for those
I
type of films.
yeah.
Unfortunately,
Just as long.
we live in a world where technically the Oscars are kind of rigged. Sort of.
Did you see Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny? Is
I
that for
thought
music?
I thought it was okay. I thought the movie was okay, but yeah, it's weird that they're nominated that for like original music. I'm like, that's not original when you use it 5 times after each
See,
film.
that's what I
It's
thought. No, it'll be interesting. I'm excited to watch your guys' live stream. So it should be very, very good.
yeah.
So, oh,
it's gonna be a long one.
oh, can I move on to the next one? Because I'm so excited.
Yeah, you can move on to the next one.
Sweet. All right. So one more chapter of The Last of Us. This was just published about a few weeks ago. Um, I mean, what do you think about this? Another adaptation, right?
Yeah,
Um,
so recently they put out a documentary for The Last of Us Part 2. And a lot of it
mhm,
they didn't really talk about the game that much. They kind of talked about the controversy around leading up to the game, which makes sense, but I was more interested into like the actual development of the game. They didn't really dive into much about it. It's still an interesting documentary, and I think you guys should go check it out.
sure.
Because they mention a lot about like Crunch. They like Naughty Dog worked like was that company that they really worked on Crunch, and it's something that I could relate to a lot. But then they also mention like, transphobic and all this about like how they dealt. I'm like, okay, you guys are focusing on the wrong, because they mentioned like, the headlines articles, and they're really getting upset about like people calling them transphobic or like women haters. I'm like, you guys are ignore those, like, Naughty Dog, ignore those headlines. Those don't mean anything. Like, that's all crap, to be honest, and it doesn't matter.
Is
Um,
it? I have missed these comments. Maybe I'm just really bad and out of the loop. But no, I think for some,
well, it's because
it's interesting.
when they hear Ellie is a lesbian, they're like, "What?" It's like,
Oh,
and it's like,
that's
who
like
cares?
very well documented.
It's well, yeah, it's very hinted at, especially in the first game, with her DLC, and people, it's I don't care if Ellie's a lesbian, like it might not line up with my things. It doesn't affect her story. And until you try to force that into people's faces, then that's a little bit of a different story. But I don't think The Last of
Yeah,
Us does that. I don't think it
but
shoves it.
that's a part of her story the whole time. It's not like it was
Yeah.
just
No,
created.
that's
I
just part of
see,
her
and that's
character.
that's what's interesting to me is people will like, oh, I don't want to blah blah blah. I don't like this or blah blah blah. It's like, okay, well
Yeah.
then just don't watch it.
Well, no,
It just
they hate on the game for that reason only, and next they don't actually judge the game on what it is. Now, there's fair enough, like people actually don't like the game for certain things, like, a certain character's death or the pacing of the game, which I can believe, I can get behind that
sure.
stuff. But if there's just like hating it because, there's lesbians in it or gay couples or whatever, then you're just stupid.
You just have problems.
Yeah.
So, like, go watch something else. It shouldn't
Yeah.
be that difficult. So,
It
and no, I
but
agree. I think it's interesting because then it ruins the ability for people to tell stories.
but yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, it's like,
I
oh,
think
somebody thinks and looks different than you. I hate this movie.
yeah.
Okay,
And I think they focused
cool.
on that way too much in the documentary. I think they let it get to them too much, and it should not really get to them that too much, because it who cares? It doesn't.
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, they're gonna go still buy the game. It's like
yeah.
it, but one of the things that interests me, and people are taking this like, oh, this means Last of Us 3 part is confirmed, because you watched the documentary, right? Or did you watch part of it?
I
Or
watched part of the documentary.
okay.
My brother was talking about it, and I sometimes I try and follow, and I'm like, oh, okay, like that's kind of cool. Like, I'm glad when they do like behind the scenes, when they do documentaries, when they do stuff like that. It's so much better because it makes you feel like, oh, I'm
It,
involved in
it
them shooting.
yeah, it gives you an understanding of what either went wrong or went right. It gives you an understanding how it
Yeah,
feels to be part of a big studio like that. And it's like you can give them some relay, but also but not too much where it's like, okay, well, I understand that you're a big studio and so much can go on. You can do you it's that's cool. It's not like with EA where it's like, oh, that's fine. We'll add that stuff later in. And like, it's everything's
for
cool.
$5 billion.
Yeah. No, like you should still be like, if the game comes out bad, it's like, no, this game sucks. You need to learn from this and do it better. Like you still have to have that mindset, but also like realize how much effort actually goes into do this type of stuff and how much intercourse that there is for it. And so because when someone says, "Oh, this game is a one," or this movie is like a 1 out of 10, it's like, do you really know what goes on? Like now there are
Yeah.
games. I'll say that there are games that are definitely that. Like, The
Oh,
Walking Dead, the Destinies, and all that.
wait, what? That was a great game. No, I'm
Uh,
just kidding.
And so like there are definitely games like that. But when you
Sure.
look at The Last of Us Part 2, that game looks amazing. It runs amazing. And there's good.
Well, and that's the thing is the game is exceptional.
Yes.
It's an exceptionally well-made game. And so when people go, "Oh, I don't like this or that," it's like, okay, well,
What do you not like
it,
about it really? It's
yeah,
like, and next they
exactly.
could not answer the question.
Well, usually it's something silly, and then
Well,
you're
yeah.
like, well, you just like somebody else's. You just like a different, like, if I prefer pancakes over waffles, it doesn't make pancakes better or worse. It's just a preference of like, oh, I like this game better.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to things like Poor Things, which is absolutely terrible, just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Yeah.
But no, it's very interesting to me when people like will go die on a hill with, oh, this game is terrible. Like, okay, that's definitely different.
Yeah.
So, but
But and at the end of this documentary, Neil Druckman says he has a concept for Last of Us Part 3. And I think and he also says like he never really had that, like he never thought that there was going to be a Last of Us Part 3 or something on those lines. Did you look up a clip about that part at least? Like did you hear or
yeah, so here's the thing. The for those types of clips or like anything in general, I, the weird thing is I don't have a preference as to whether or not they make it.
well
I
no.
think that they've told the story that they need to. Now the
And
question is,
is there more?
will that be sufficient
Yeah.
for everybody?
Well, and he even mentions like, if there's another thing that you want to work on that you're passionate about, we'll focus on that. And so like, and people, but says like there's a concept for The Last of Us Part 3. And everyone's like, "Oh, Last of Us 3 is confirmed." It's like, no, no. He says he has a concept, a story that is not like in his head, and it might turn into something, or they might use it for The Last of Us TV show,
I hope that they do use it for like a TV show.
maybe.
I really hope because a concept that if they can execute like something like that for like a part three, I
Yeah.
mean, think about how much success they're gonna have so much success.
Well, because then it's
So
like, well, you gotta go watch the show to see the full story then, type of deal, instead of playing the
yeah,
games. But and I've also been seeing like people say like, oh, The Last of Us Part 2, this is why The Last of Us Part 2 won't work as a TV show. I'm like, actually, it's gonna work way better as a TV show because the things that they do in the game feels forced because it's a game. That's
yeah,
like and I think I think what they're going to do with the TV show, it's going to be way better what they do in the game, and it's going to make you understand. Now, again, I'm not one of those people who's like like if you explain to me, maybe I'll get a better understanding, and that's the reason why like that you should like it more. I'm not one of those people.
yeah,
But like I understood what they were going for, but I think it was executed not really well in the game, and they have a chance to tell that same story but execute it better.
yeah,
And so,
which is kind of nice if
yeah,
they can execute it better.
yeah,
So
and I think they're going. I think they're going to, especially if they're going to split it into 2 seasons, because I guarantee they want to nail a certain
oh,
thing, so then people are not like, whoa, and
well, especially because they get mad over the stupidest things, and you're like,
but
why
yeah,
are you? Yeah,
it just comes down to believability and execution, and they really need to hammer that part. It's like you got to believe somehow these groups of people found this certain person and this person gave up their name for this person to fall. Like you have to get that really well done. But in the game
yeah,
it's like, hey, I'm this person, that's my this is certain person, and this is luckily the person that you were trying to find and you wanted to kill the whole entire time. So it's like, oh, well, that's kind of ironic, isn't it?
And that is, yeah, it is a little ironic, honestly, but it'll be good. I think I have a lot of faith in their ability to storytell. So, but you never know.
Yeah. So Super Bowl came out happened a couple weeks ago, and we got a bunch of movie trailers. One of them is Kingdom of the Planet Apes, the second movie trailer. This movie actually looks really good. I'm actually looking forward to this movie. Um, because
I
I enjoyed the trilogy. This
the trilogy was good. The other thing is, you know, the one that I'm interested by is because we're going to talk about that one, but like the other one was Twisters.
Yes.
I think that this one's going to be. I'm genuinely excited about this
I'm
movie.
honestly kind
So
of too. Even though it kind of looks like almost a knockoff of 22, not 22, but 2012 a bit. It kind of looks like that. A slight, just like I don't know what about it. It really does have this modern feeling to it. Cause like, in the trailer, you see a bunch of these balls. I'm like, what is that?
yeah,
It's like, is that a,
but it's following the Storm Chasers though. The only thing that I'm like, they keep putting Glenn Powell in everything.
I like Glenn Powell
It's
though.
well, I do too, but I feel like he's in everything.
Yeah, it's like he's the new Chris Pratt now that is like, he's in everything. Like, and,
Yeah, he kind of is.
and now he's Pedro Pascal who's in everything. It's like I feel like when the actor hits like a certain point, it's like, oh, we got to put him in everything because he was in Top Gun, so he's really good right now.
They're
I
like,
mean,
we're just gonna put him in here.
that's probably the reason why that Anyone But You did really well because Glenn Powell and Cindy Sweeney were in it, and so, but
Oh, that movie was horrible.
it was okay. I didn't hate it.
Oh,
But
it's not good.
you want
Uh,
you want to talk about terrible rom-com films? Oh, I'll give you a couple
oh,
suggestions.
I'm sure you have a lot, but
Um,
oh, so brutal.
how about that Owen Wilson rom-com where he dates a singer who it's like marry me too or marry me, like, oh, hey, I want to marry you,
Uh,
random dude in the audience. It's like, what? Okay.
so, well, you think the movie is Anyone But You, and that's how I feel about seeing the movie.
Yeah.
I will see anything but you.
Yeah,
That
anything
movie.
but you.
Yeah,
But yeah,
exactly.
I'm looking for twisters. Oddly enough, though, the trailer for Wicked did not impress me. And this is a part one. I
Yeah.
did not know that. It just I don't know what about it. It just does not look
So
interesting.
the adaptation, which will be interesting, is because I've seen the play and I
Yeah.
like the play, but some things they just need to leave a play and just no.
Is it going to be a
So,
musical? Is that what it is?
well, that's what it should be. And I just, Ariana Grande, really? Ugh.
Is she playing
I,
the sister? Is that what she's
she's
playing?
playing Glenda, I believe. So,
I don't know the characters'
yeah,
names, to be honest. I don't know who that is. Is that the sister or is that the witch?
that's one of the witches.
Oh, the one of the witches. Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
about it. I don't.
it's between Alphaba and Glenda. They're two witches in Wizard of Oz. But the one thing that I'm worried about is it's too much, just too much. I just don't get it.
Yeah, isn't Jeff Goldblum in this movie? Because I think I saw him for a split second. I didn't go back and rewatch the trailer, but I think he's in this movie for like a
Is he?
Yeah, I don't. It sound like it. I mean, I might be
Here,
completely
let's
wrong.
look.
I might be completely
Maybe.
wrong, to be honest. But
Yeah, he is. He's the Wizard of Oz.
oh, okay. Yeah, so that's a little weird to me. It's like, really, Jeff?
Well,
I like
I
Jeff
mean,
Goldblum, but
If I'm Jeff,
it's
I'm
like,
making every dollar I can.
I guess,
So,
but
you want me to be the witch? Great. You want me to be the wizard? Great. I'll be
is it?
that too. You want me to be
Yeah.
the lion that's hiding in the forest? I'll be that too.
Yeah.
So
Put
it'll be
him
interesting.
in the new live action Lion King movie that they're coming out with. Oh gosh, Mufasa.
Yeah, we'll leave that. We're just gonna leave that as it is. We don't need any more live
No.
action remakes. But you
Well,
know what we do
it's
need
actually a
that
live action remake sequel.
yeah, we don't want that. We
No?
just
Oh,
don't want that.
okay.
But you know what I do want that is next up, that is lots of action? Deadpool and Wolverine. And us being able to see more information about that on Super Bowl Sunday. That was cool. That was sweet.
Yeah, I thought the trailer was very funny and like, it's definitely I'm hoping that this movie allows Ryan Reynolds, Hugh Jackman, and what's the director's name? I forget the director's name. Um, to make fun of Disney. And it seems like Disney is allowing that because Deadpool comes in, it's like, this is not my first time being pegged, but it is Disney's first time. I'm like, oh, oh, okay. And like so, and we get to see the TVA, which is interesting. Now this is going to be the question: is it before Loki or is it after Loki? I think it's going to be because in season two, I guess slightly spoilers for season two of Loki. It's been established that the TVA has its own timeline, and so I'm curious how they're gonna work around that. And I like that, Deadpool sees himself as Marvel Jesus. I found that funny. Um,
It's going to be good. I'm telling you, this will genuinely be the make or break for Marvel. It really will.
like this movie
Uh,
needs to be real, like actually good to save Marvel. If this movie comes out to be garbage, then I don't think Marvel is going to be able to come back from it
no,
because this is the only film that they, at least in the MCU wise, is coming out this year. And if this movie is bad, that's all that people are going to think about till the next film comes out because you're not going to have a next film that's going to come out and people will forget about
wait.
this one.
You don't think that Madam Web saved Marvel?
It didn't save the Sonyverse. No, it did not. It killed it officially. I'm not looking forward to Craven. Gosh,
I
jeez.
was the reviews on it were like really bad.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
also I don't think Dakota Johnson was even interested in being in that movie,
No, she was
honestly.
lied to. She was lied. All she knew that it was a Marvel project, but she did not think it was. But all from I understand from all she knew that she thought it was part of the MCU, but it wasn't. It was the Sonyverse
How do
stuff
you mess that up?
because her
Yeah,
agency lied to her. Like her agency literally was keeping stuff from her, and and when the trailer came, because she came out and said like she didn't know what film she was making. Like she was on a blue and green screen most of the time, and and when the trailer came out, she fired her agency and she went and got a new one. Like the day that
that's
the trailer,
so bad.
like even for her, I feel bad for her. But when you're in a movie 50 Shades of Grey, I feel like you know what your agency is at that point. And so
Do
I like
you want to hear
she should have got a new agency a long time ago if that was the problem. But
do you want to hear a good review?
for Madam Web,
Okay.
oh gosh.
Makes Morbius look like the Dark Knight.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
absolutely love to
it
be in these
honestly does.
meetings.
It makes Morbius look like a masterpiece. That's how
That's crazy.
it's
Hey, maybe we should do It's Morbin Time
uh,
and get them to re-release it again. Do you remember that? That was so funny.
and next no one went and saw it. But I think if they did release it again, people would go see it just to forget about Madam Web. Like honestly, right after I saw the movie, I was literally forgetting what happened in the movie. I could not remember certain scenes in the freaking movie. Like
That's so funny.
it was, I, it, stupid. Go check out my review for that. But yeah,
I don't even think we can check that out because I would. Do we even need to review anything? I don't know. We don't even do that. It was yeah. That was just it. So funny though.
stupid. But definitely, no, there's no way that Deadpool and Wolverine will be terrible. Well, be that terrible at least. Maybe if I come out this year and saying like I would rather watch Madam Web over Deadpool and Wolverine, that means we've lost hope. We've
At that
lost
point, scrap it. Just get rid of it. We're done. We're over.
at this point, cancel the whole universe, cancel everything. We're like but that's not gonna happen. I'll be shocked if that does happen, but it's not
Can
gonna happen.
Okay, so speaking of Disney, because these next two topics kind of go together, and I
Yeah.
think, and I'll explain why. Uh,
Oh,
one,
a lot of these last topics are Disney
yeah,
related.
but okay, so Obi-Wan season two, no talks yet, and then
But
Pirates
you
of the Caribbean 6 replacing Johnny Depp.
well, let's
I
talk.
think this. Oh, sorry. Go
Well, I was
ahead.
gonna say let's talk about the Obi-Wan season two real
Okay.
quick. Obi-Wan season two, I don't want it. I don't care. And it's Ewan McGregor. He's coming out. Maybe he's lying, and maybe they are in talks of a season two. But from what it looks like, he's the one. Oh, he's the one coming out and basically promoting for a season two. Your himself. By the way, you're on mute. I don't know if you know that. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, he's the one coming out saying like, "Oh, I would like to do a season 2, but there's no talks yet." And but I just don't think they're going to. I just don't want it. He's chewing his ice.
You know me. There's no need to. Why create something? We ended it. The TV show wasn't
Well,
great. It wasn't bad,
I
but
yeah, I guess there's
it was
scenes
like a
I'm
seven
like
and a half, 8 out of 10.
the problem is it looked like a fan film.
It
Like
wasn't bad.
the fight scenes were not good. Like, they had the lightsaber fights and there's these random flare glares in the camera lens. I'm like, this is stupid. What? And like, and if you look at the sets, I'm like, this looks bad. Like Obi-Wan and Darth Vader have a fight on a construction site.
Yeah, that was cool.
Uh, I don't, it's stupid. No. And Darth Vader cannot and it's like really Darth Vader allows Reva to know his identity. In the comics, Darth Vader killed whoever knew his identity. And it's like
Yeah,
this is
and
stupid.
she got stabbed like 85 quadrillion times and
Yeah.
still didn't die.
And
So,
Qui-Gon Jinn shows up and he's like, "So, everyone can just get stabbed now these days and survive, huh?" Like
well, and this is where it gets interesting. They've added much more.
it
They've
adds this
added much more.
it just adds a lot of questions if they do a season
Yeah,
2 because Reva knows where Obi-Wan is. She knows about Luke Skywalker. Like she has to die. She has to die. Like this makes no sense.
what if they made it where it was just they should make the season about killing Reva? That would be great.
I mean, yeah, I guess, but Obi-Wan's not that type of person to do that. She
Yeah, that's true.
she would have to get her own show. Like either they implement it in the second season or they implement it in her own show and she dies.
Yeah.
Like, but it cannot be the hands of Darth Vader because then he will be able to read her mind and be like, "Oh, okay, so I have a son. Cool. I'm gonna go find him on Tatooine with Obi-Wan." So it would have to be an Inquisitor that kills her.
Which would
So
be fine.
yeah,
Or
I
she
mean,
just falls off a cliff.
or
That
that,
would probably that would
she,
solve some
or she
problems.
turns on her lightsaber the wrong way and forgot that she was holding it upside down. And she just stabbed herself or something. I don't know.
No, she'd still survive. She can survive
Oh
lightsaber
yeah,
stabs. Where have
sorry,
we
just
been?
cut her head off. I don't know. Do something. I don't
See, no, she'll grow back her legs. She'll be fine.
know.
So, and this is the thing. This is where it gets interesting because you know maybe they won't make Obi-Wan season two, but then you think of other Disney projects where like if they do a Pirates of the Caribbean 6, which is our next topic, um, are they going to replace Johnny Depp? I think Disney just needs to stop and go, why would we make a season 2 of Obi-Wan? Why
Why
would we
would
replace an actor in Pirates of the Caribbean?
and replace him
Let's
with
answer these questions.
an African American actress when and that honestly is kind of like I'm like okay, that is just
Who
Disney.
is it?
They're
I
re
have to go back and
I
look.
forget the actor's name, but they're replacing the but there's like, and it's just a rumor right now. But most of the time these rumors do come out to be true because it seems like what Disney likes to do. Especially it's just clear that Disney doesn't care. It's like, no, Disney has 100% went woke. Just that's just 100% true. And that's
See, why wouldn't they just make another film?
well, I
Because I
don't have
know
a
the
pro
actresses
I don't have a
and the
problem.
pirate.
Well, I don't have the problem with a lead being a female. But the problem with it being an African American female during this time period, what was during this time period? A lot,
Well, I would
not
have to check.
a lot.
Isn't she based off of she's based off of the life of Anne Bonny, a 17th century pirate. So I don't know anything about Anne Bonny.
I don't know anything
Let's
about
check.
that, but like but in that time period was not a lot of good things for that time for
Oh,
and so I just like I don't know. It's
it's saying she's an Irish pirate, which is interesting.
that makes
Uh,
no sense to me.
okay. Interesting. Yeah. I would say like they're doing too much. They need to
Well,
stop replacing
and
people and they need to stop
I
making
thought
pointless seasons.
I thought they forgave Johnny Depp too.
Did they?
I thought they sent an apology to Johnny Depp.
Oh, maybe they did. I
And
didn't.
but I don't know, like it's just
Oh,
like the Pirates of the Caribbean films are not going to do well without him anyways. Like he's the reason why people went and saw the film. He created the character. He lifted up that franchise, and doing one without him would be the dumbest thing have ever heard. And it would have been like, hey, we're sorry, Johnny Depp. We're sorry, audience. Here's this final send off for if you want to do it, you want to do a Pirates of the Caribbean spin off with a female character, fine, do that. But at least give Johnny Depp a final send off. The last one was not a
see,
final send off. That was a terrible film, by the way. I hate the last one. But
yeah, it wasn't good. But here's what they're going to do. What they're going to do
they're
is
gonna
they're
kill
going
him
to go,
off.
this is that or something strange. But it's weird.
And
That would be like releasing a Harry Potter movie without Harry Potter. And they'd be like, this is Harry Potter, but we've replaced the actor. It's like, well,
yeah,
that's
well
why would you do that?
see how well that went. Um, the first Fantastic
Oh,
Beasts was actually not too bad. I actually liked the
I
first
like
one.
that movie actually.
The ones after that I don't care about. Um, because they try to expand it off of one book and it's stupid. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I like Johnny Depp, and I feel bad for what's stage in his life that he is in right now. Um, and I'm not going to get into the debate of like, oh, who's right, who's wrong. There's definitely toxicity on both sides of that relationship with him and Amber Heard. But who didn't shit on the bed? Johnny Depp. He didn't shit on a bed, so it makes him look a little bit more civilized, at least. So I don't know. Uh,
Well, and that's true because it's like we don't pick sides, but we let, the court system decide. But as long as it's equal in terms of like if they both did bad stuff, they should both be fired. If they both, aren't great, they should both have the same consequences. So,
doesn't mean
um,
that there's not redeemability in their careers. They
oh
should
sure.
all,
Although
but
Amber Heard is not that great at acting, in my opinion, but
not really. But and she was even worse because she lied about mostly a lot of stuff. So and ruined Johnny Depp's career. So I feel like he should have a lot of rebirth and reimbursement. Not fully, but he should be like, hey, we're sorry. You want to come back and make a fourth Fantastic Beast movie because we really need the money. J.K. Rowling's in a lot of apparently a lot of drama lately, even though it's not really
I did see that.
not a lot, but it's not really true. And so, but yeah, so we're sorry.
Yeah.
We're gonna kick out Mad Mikkelsen. It's stupid.
I honestly just keep kicking. I mean, at this point, they're just going to keep hiring everybody.
Yeah.
So might as well just keep hiring people. Oh, we're going to hire you. Okay. Um, the last two topics I'm excited for too. They are Disney related.
Yes.
So
So Disney came out this year. like a Disney celebration. I forget what it's called. And one of those things, it's not in this article, but they announced they're doing like a collaboration with Fortnite, which is interesting. It's like own like mode, and it's like basically like Disneyland but in Fortnite. Uh, so that'll be interesting. I don't know much about that, but in this article they announced Moana 2, which apparently is coming out this year. I don't know how that movie got under everyone's radar without being known about, and I don't know why they're still doing a Moana live action film when they're gonna
Yeah,
do that one. It's weird.
and it's not even the main girl, which is sad.
What do you mean?
I think the live action Moana isn't going to be the girl, is it?
Well, no, it's gonna be the first one, but it's gonna be a completely different cast besides The Rock. Besides who?
That's stupid. That lame. The girl who plays her in real life is fantastic.
Yeah, but I don't think she's actually Samoan. I think they want to cast someone in the role that's Samoan.
What? Since when do they want to do that? Disney never
I don't
does that.
know, but when it comes to their really important properties, all right, unless it's not Little Mermaid, I don't know. I don't
But
know.
that's so weird. I really want her to do it. She's so good. I just not good.
Is
Not
she
my favorite.
is she not? Well, is she not the right age for the role? Because
I
I
I
think
don't
she's a
know,
little
but
bit too old for it. It comes down to
I
that too.
she would fit perfectly with The Rock. That would have been so good.
I mean, I have no problem with it. It's just I don't care about these live action remakes, and we're getting a Frozen live action remake too. It's like when are we gonna get a Toy Story live action remake? When are we gonna get Cars live action remake?
Oh gosh,
Give me a
please.
Cars live give me a Cars 2 live action remake where with the spies and all that. Let's
Oh
see
my
what other
gosh. That's called Herbie. No, I'm
uh
just kidding.
but
Herbie fully loaded.
But also announcing this this article, they announced Toy Story 5, which we always knew that they were gonna do. Frozen 3, which was announced like a long time ago. Zootopia 2, which we always knew that was gonna happen. And we actually found a release date for the Mandalorian Grogu movie. It's coming out in 2026. And so
Yeah, I feel like that's such a long time for a movie. My
And
goodness.
Star Wars hasn't been in a theater since 2019. It's been
Oh
five
gosh.
years. It's gonna be
We don't
seven.
even
It's
we
gonna be
don't talk about that movie.
yeah. It's gonna be 7 years since the Star Wars was in theaters.
That's crazy to me.
I don't like, and this comes down to, and this is the same thing with Deadpool and Star Wars. This next Star Wars movie has to be good to save Star Wars,
Yeah.
at least in the theaters. And so, um, but yeah, I don't. I guess I'm interested in Toy Story 5. I mean, Pixar has been in a weird slump. Dave's Chapek ruined Pixar's name, and not a lot of people see them as like a movie theater event anymore. It's like, oh, we'll wait until streaming to go see it type of film. And I think it makes sense for Disney to do these like um big name movies because they need to get
Yeah.
people back into the theater to see
Yeah.
these animation films because clearly Wish didn't do that.
Oh
Clearly
gosh.
Elemental
I
didn't
didn't
do
even
that.
know it came out.
Like,
Isn't that sad?
yeah, exactly. Like, not a lot of people know about these, but if they put out Toy Story 5, if they put out Frozen 3, people will go out and see it. Put out Cars 4, people will go see that too. Like, Disney and
I think
Pixar have to put out these sequels of like these really well-known movies before they can get into the original ideas again.
well, and that's the thing is they're just going to keep releasing. It'll just be, oh, we're releasing. Oh, another one. Oh, this one too. Oh, this one. I'm like, holy guacamole! How many movies could we release? Honestly,
Yeah.
so
And it also proves that 2023 was the worst year for Disney. They lost a lot of money. And
yeah,
so
it was not great.
even
So I do feel
I don't even
bad.
think their parks were doing well either. I think their parks sales were dropped too. Um,
Well, that's fine. Get them cheaper for me to go back. No, I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
make them $20 tickets, Disney. Then we'll talk
Yeah,
about
thank you.
yeah.
100%.
I mean, at that point, you might as well just go to Six Flags for half the price, because Six Flags is cheaper than Disneyland, isn't it?
Oh, I honestly haven't been in forever. I don't know. It
and
could be.
it'd probably be more fun than Disneyland. You probably get to ride all the rides. Um, so, but yeah,
Yikes.
that just says something about their line system, doesn't it?
Come
Um,
on. Yeah.
but yeah,
Too
I
funny.
mean these look good. I'm excited for some of these. Zootopia 2 might be fun as well. Um,
Yeah. You know, it very well could be. It's just a matter of seeing, it's just a matter of time and seeing how good it'll be.
yeah, yeah. And so this also brings up to our next final topic is that Elon Musk, this is just a rumor as well. Elon Musk might want to buy Disney. Your ex-boss, how do you feel about buying
Oh
your
my gosh. It's always my ex-boss. Honestly, I just don't see why he would need
I
just
mean,
it just doesn't make sense.
he could do it, I guess, if he really wants to. Um, the only reason why this gets brought up because he apparently was at this event and like he made a joke. I'm assuming it was a joke. And he's like because somebody asks him like, "Oh, why are you here?" He's like, "Oh, I'm here to hang out and also maybe buy a couple companies. I don't know." And he
Hmm.
was like seen being hanging out with this certain person, I guess. But he's also helping out with this. I forget the actor's name, but she was in The Mandalorian. She was
Oh,
playing the bit.
Gina,
Yeah,
Gina
Gina,
Carano.
because she said a lot of controversial things, and Disney's like, "Hey, you got to stop doing this," and because you work for us, and what you say hurts us. You can't, and I agree with Disney on this part. She should not be going out and saying that unless it's not really that big of a controversial, like with the Scream movies, where I don't know if you heard about this. The main lead got fired because she was saying stuff about the Israel stuff, and
Oh no, I didn't see that. That's
well,
not
and
great.
the thing is, the stuff that she was saying wasn't even controversial. She was speaking for the family, I guess, from my understanding. Um, and but
Oh,
and the studio's like, no, we don't like that. And it's the whole Israel stuff. I don't think
yikes.
anyone should be talking about that. I think that's all. I think that's pretty. I don't know. I that's
Yeah, there's a lot of unfortunate stuff going on, and it's very difficult. Well, there's no there's black and there's white, but there's certain things that just shouldn't be said.
yeah.
So,
But when it comes to working for a company, you represent them. And what you say hurts them, even though it
mhm.
might not be controversial, it could be later down the line. Who knows? I don't I have no idea to be honest. But and from and but so but Gina is suing Disney for what went down and for fault like for false firing her or whatever. And Elon Musk is helping her out because it was taking place on
Which is
X
crazy.
and because now he owns X and all that. Elon Musk likes to help out a lot of weird things because he was also defending Amber Heard against Johnny Depp and all of that. I don't know what his deal is. But him buying Disney, I think him buying Disney, he would take out a lot of the wokeness. He might not have the creativity, but
Yeah,
he will take out a lot of the
that's true.
wokeness that Disney has right now. And he would oversee a lot of stuff. And next when something comes along, he'd be like, "Nope, take that out. We're not doing that." I think he would be a good person to have on Disney's side, but I don't think he should be the head of Disney. Uh,
I would agree.
and so I don't know. I think
It'll be interesting to see how they one, because he would have to have market cap. In order for him to buy Disney, he would have to have the liquidity to do so. And a lot of his money is tied up in Tesla stock. So it's not like it's like, oh, I can just snap my fingers and buy it. If
no,
anything, he would
he
have
would
to
have
buy
to
like
sell something.
well, he would have to have a vested interest, and then it just wouldn't make sense. What would
Well,
make more sense is for Apple to buy Disney than
yeah,
Elon
but
Musk.
I don't think Apple would fix a lot of what Disney has going on right now. I think they would just keep it going because it makes I don't know. Apple definitely can afford it. Like that's the thing. Apple can easily buy Disney with the snap of their fingers and
Yeah. Yeah.
but I
And
just
then
don't
just pay cash. No, I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
I just don't think it would fix a lot of the problems. But Elon Musk, he could fix the problems that are going on at Disney though, because
Although he's got a lot of problems going on everywhere.
well,
So
he has a lot of problems himself, but he is a man that you can, I guess, get behind in some form. Like you can agree to a certain level. I don't know because
yeah,
and so it's weird times with Disney. It's very weird. I don't I just I don't know what they're gonna do, to be honest.
yeah. It'll be interesting. I'm definitely intrigued to see kind of where they go from here. So
But yeah, that's kind of all we gotta talk about today. If you guys stick to the end of this, appreciate it. I will have videos like I did last time with certain
yeah,
topics uploaded to the next day if not everyone stick to the end or not everyone's click on an hour and a half video or podcast episode. And those did pretty well. And honestly, the previous podcast episode did,
I could talk all
pre-
day. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah, it did pretty well from what comparable to the previous episodes, ahead of that. And if you guys are listening to this on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, thank you for joining in. I hope, and yeah, uh, that's pretty much all I have to say. Go check out, like I said, go check out the Google form and the link down below for the giveaway for the Oscars. We'll be live, like I said, we'll be
Sweet.
live streaming it. It's going to be a
Let's
lot of
get that
fun.
live stream.
And go check out Dubby. Use my 10% code. I'll leave a link to Dubby down below as well. And my code is acrawford05. And like always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye, everybody.